Hello AP Biology students, we're going to go over the 21st section in Unit 3. We're coming to the end of Unit 3, and in this section we're going to be talking about the regulation of cellular respiration. A lot of focus in this unit is the transfer of energy and utilizing that transfer of energy to make ATP. So ATP is this energy currency that our cells are going to use to complete cellular tasks or just to do work. Think of ATP though as an ice cream sandwich on a hot day. Unless you eat that ice cream sandwich quickly, it's going to melt and go to waste. The analogy here is that ATP is going to be very similar to that melting ice cream because it's going to hydrolyze quickly into a DP. And then you're going to lose that energy and not utilize all of the energy you're getting from glucose. So again, it's not efficient if we just make the ATP and it reverts back to a DP. We want to be able to use it. So what happens is our cells are going to regulate how much ATP is actually going to be produced. Since at certain times throughout the day, cells aren't going to need a lot of ATP, they go in cycles of needing ATP or not needing ATP, they're going to regulate how much ATP they're actually going to make. If they didn't do this, this wouldn't be efficient, and if they're not efficient, well, that's not how evolution works. So what happens is the backup of large amounts of ATP will stop the earlier processes here to again make sure we have the right amounts of ATP and we're not overproducing it. Other molecules will also play a part in this regulation. I'm going to specifically focus on this one enzyme called pyruvate dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme that breaks down pyruvate and changes it into acetyl-CoA. So you can see here again, pyruvate coming from glycolysis, it's going to react with pyruvate dehydrogenase and become acetyl-CoA. Now this reaction is going to be inhibited by ATP, NADH, and acetyl-CoA. And that should make sense because those are the products of cellular respiration and most specifically of the PrEP step. The reason again is if we have high amounts of these molecules, we don't just need to continuously make more of them. However, activators for this reaction are going to be like ADP, pyruvate, and calcium. If we have high levels of ADP, we need to make more ATP, so it's going to activate this process. If we have high levels of pyruvate, we need to be able to break it down into acetyl-CoA, so it's going to activate this process. Calcium is the kind of weird one here. Calcium deals with the muscle contractions, and if we have a lot of muscle contractions, we're obviously going to need more energy, and if we need more energy, we need to activate this process. And there are other processes that are regulated through their products and reactants, but basically what happens here is just cellular respiration is regulated to make sure that we're not producing too much ATP. Pretty good meme here, cellular respiration, high amounts of ATP. Yeah, it's going to stop cellular respiration because again, if we have enough ATP, why keep on producing more if it's just going to hydrolyze and break down on its own?